Hi, I'm Stephen M. Miller. I write books about the Bible. A lady named Laverne asked me a Bible question. Why did many of the men told about in the Old Testament have more than one wife and often concubines? Please, help me understand. Surely, Laverne. Just so we're clear about it, concubines were second-class wives. Think of it this way. If we were using concubines today, both the wives and the concubines would get rings. But the wives would get a ring on the finger, and the concubines would get the ring in the porcelain. And they'd get a nice brush. Laverne, let me give you the reason right up front why Bible men married extra wives. It's because they could. This was the patriarchal age. Patriarchy means rule of the father. It comes from a Greek word, patriarchos, which essentially means I'm the father and chief of a race of people. As in, I'm the king, this is my kingdom, who's your daddy? Men married extra women because they're guys. A guy wants what a guy wants, and if he can get it, it'll be gotten. Remember the story of Abraham and Sarah? They both got old and Sarah wasn't able to have kids, she thought. So she told Abraham, who at that point was in his mid-80s and still known as Abram, she said, Abram, honey, why don't you go make a baby with my young slave, Hagar? Did Abram say, "Aw, sweetheart, you're my woman, I'm sticking with you"? Abram had sex with Hagar and she got pregnant. And there's Abraham's grandson, Jacob. He already had 2 wives because he accidentally married the first one. He didn't realize what he had done until he had done it, and he woke up the next morning with the wrong wife. So within the stretch of 1 week, he ended up married to 2 sisters. The competitive sisters got into a baby-making race. They eventually needed backup. So each wife told Jacob to go ahead and make some babies with their 2 slave women. Each wife had a personal slave girl. Did Jacob decline? Did any man in the Bible ever decline such an offer? Jacob produced 12 sons and a daughter with those 4 women. Those 12 sons produced extended families that became the 12 tribes of Israel. There's a line in the TV show, The Big Bang Theory, that may explain why men in Bible times hooked up with extra wives and concubines. In the TV show, the attractive lady character named Penny asked the geeky scientist Leonard why he had a one-night stand with a woman Penny called Dr. Slut Bunny. Leonard said, "She let me." I've read the theological and cultural explanations about why some godly men had so many women in their lives, men like Abraham, Jacob, Moses, David, and the wedding planner's delight, Solomon. He had 700 wives of royal birth and 300 concubines. The Bible doesn't say whether it's right or wrong for men to have more than one wife. Real quick, in just a few seconds, here are 4 of the reasons you'll hear about why Bible men married multiple wives. Population control. We need to populate the planet. Check. Protection. Families living out in the boonies needed to be large to survive. There were no armies to protect them, so the more kids you make, the bigger the family militia you have to fight off raiders, and the more field workers you have to run the family business, and the more caregivers mom and dad have in their old age. Infertility. Extra wives and concubines came in handy when the little lady couldn't produce children. Even the oldest law on record had regulations governing concubines and the kids they produce. This law code was written hundreds of years before Moses delivered the Jewish laws, which included the 10 Commandments. The law was the Code of Hammurabi from what is now Iraq. Bragging rights. Bigger the bevy of beauties, the bigger the brag, especially among kings. Quick counterpoint. Most Bible experts remind us that God, on day 6 of creation, made it clear what he had in mind for marriages. He matched Adam and Eve. Back then, when the planet needed populated more than ever, the Bible says there was just one guy and one gal. So that's an argument some folks make against having multiple wives. There's a better argument, I think. The Bible isn't filled with stories of happy families. It's the other way around. Many of the harem-style marriages we read about in the Bible emotionally gutted families, and in some cases, literally gutted them. David's son Absalom, born to one of David's many wives, put a hit out on David's son Amnon, born to another wife. The reason Absalom arranged the murder of his stepbrother is because Amnon raped Absalom's full-blooded sister. Absalom and his sis had the same mom. King David didn't do a thing about the rape other than get mad. Absalom got even. Then he led a coup against his father and he died in the fighting. So perhaps the best answer to Laverne's question about why men married multiple wives is because it was a man's world, a patriarchal world. Men pretty much got to do what they wanted to do, and we kind of know what they want to do. Here's what a wise man said they should do. Be happy with the wife you married when you were young. If you like this video, would you give it a thumbs up? My mother counts those.
Oh, yes.
If you like this kind of Bible background, subscribe to my channel and my blog. I've got books you might like, and I've been working on a free online Bible paraphrase, the Casual English Bible. Hey, thanks for watching. Peace to you.